The 2021 release of SOLIDWORKS Electrical is packed full of new user-driven functionality, both in schematics and 3D. Here are my favourite new features, starting with Electrical 3D. Electrical designs commonly use mounting clips to secure wires and cable in place. In SOLIDWORKS Routing and Electrical 2021, the route edit through clip functionality has been enhanced to make this process quicker and easier than ever. In this design, the yellow and the brown wires have been arranged to go through the clips. However, the red and green wires are only partially secured. To finish securing these last two wires through clips, let's edit the route. Choose the Route Edit Through Clip tool and then select the axis of the clip. Then choose the wires you want to route through that clip. In the Property Manager, the new Arrange Routes section allows you to manually arrange wires with user-defined offset, merge routes to a single point, or auto-arrange the routes. We can repeat this process for the clip on the other end to secure the red and green wires through that clip. It's just that easy. These enhancements will help designers to quickly secure wires, cables, and harnesses through clips, using the new controls within the Property Manager. If everything we design were only a square or rectangular shape, we would never need to use splines. However, in the electrical world, the path of electrical wiring and harnessing can take many forms. In SOLIDWORKS Electrical 2021, the route harness functionality has been enhanced to now support the use of both splines as well as lines to create route paths. In this example, we have created a routing path using both splines and lines for the harness to follow. This will connect from the transducer to go under already routed cables and follow along the wall. Let's adjust several of the arcs and curves to obtain a smoother path. In the 3D Electrical tab of the Command Manager, choosing Route Harness opens the Property Manager, where you'll find another new option to allow routing as a spline. After routing is finished, the harness followed the predefined path we created. To finish up this harness and reduce waste of material from cutting 3 conductors shorter than the longest wire, we will add the splice to the wire so all conductors in the harness are cut to equal length. It's a common practice to have multiple cables starting from a single connector and then have each of the cables go to different parts of the electrical system. Routing all of these different cables as a single assembly does not provide the flexibility that designers want. In SOLIDWORKS Electrical Schematics 2021, cable properties have been improved with the addition of the new field Separate 3D Route Assembly. The same parameter can also be controlled in the SOLIDWORKS Route Cable command, giving maximum flexibility to users on how and where they want to use this new parameter. We have already created 2 separate routing paths, one for each cable starting from the round 10-pin connector. The cables then connect to the board that controls navigation sensors. We will choose to route these 2 cables at once and as separate assemblies. This new separate routing assembly of cables allows designers to create more complex and feature-rich assemblies by bridging the needs of the mechanical, electrical, and electronics disciplines. SOLIDWORKS Electrical Schematics 2021 sees introduction of a new manager for terminal types. All new symbols representing standard terminal types are available, which can all be customised by the user. In order to use these symbols from the terminal drawing, you'll firstly need to edit the terminal drawing configuration in use. By default, the Insert Custom Symbol option is unticked, which means the basic types shown here take effect. You can now browse and select a suitable symbol for terminal types such as your default terminal, accessory, and earth terminals. The drawing produced now clearly shows the specific details of the terminal strip and improves the design's accuracy. With the Insert Custom Symbol option now ticked, you can choose whether to use a scheme symbol or manufacturer part terminal type information. You can also vary the priority between using the terminal type or terminal strip attributes. Here within the scheme symbol, we can see these 2 options. The configuration is currently prioritising the terminal strip symbol and therefore show the disconnectable and LED terminal graphic on the drawing. If the configuration is changed to prioritise by terminal type, then the drawing will change to show the disconnectable style when next published. There are also similar options for terminal type within the manufacturer part properties. These new enhancements mean that entire terminal strips can be accurately documented and managed in SOLIDWORKS Electrical Schematics. In SOLIDWORKS Electrical 2021, there is a new Exclude from Bill of Materials option, which gives a more streamlined workflow to remove parts from electrical reports. The option can be accessed in one of 2 ways. You can either edit the manufacturer part within the library and tick the option to exclude from bill of materials. This will then apply whenever the part is used in a project. Alternatively, if you prefer to have more control on when to exclude a part from the BOM, you can also change the option on individual project instances. In order to not see these excluded parts in the electrical BOM, you need to turn on the filter as shown, which can be found in the BOM properties. All 2021 reports come with this filter as standard, but it can also be coded to appear in any customer BOM. The exclude from BOM workflow could be used for termination parts such as crimps that you don't require in the BOM, or perhaps customer supplied or existing system components. This option can also propagate into assemblies and the 3D parts if using SOLIDWORKS Electrical 3D. This ensures a consistent and synchronized approach when the electrical designers and mechanical team are working together. The popular technique to start an electrical project from within Excel has been improved with the introduction of a new add-in within Excel. To install the add-in, you need to select the install option from within SOLIDWORKS Electrical, which may require additional permissions. Excel automation can be used to automatically insert sheets into a project, complete with electrical macros containing full circuit information. This can vastly speed up the electrical design process by making use of pre-created standard macro content. This process could even be driven by engineering managers or even non-technical staff such as sales operatives, who would simply be modifying an easy-to-use Excel sheet to create the project. The new release also boasts improved wire management options found within the project configuration. Here's a quick run through of the features. If ticked, the add wires automatically to equipotential option will mean that a drawn line is automatically created as a wire within the software. Therefore, it has wire properties and not just equipotential. If the remove wire when disconnected option is left unticked, this now means if a wire is only connected on one end, this can still feature in your wire list. This can be really useful for showing fly-in leads, amongst other applications. Finally, the fill the gap when remove scheme symbol option can be used to automatically connect equipotential on both sides together without causing a short circuit. Or alternatively, leave the equipotential separate on the scheme. SOLIDWORKS Electrical 2021 sees introduction of the external archiver, which allows an external application to create application backups. The first backup should be actioned from within SOLIDWORKS Electrical in order to set your default settings. This should include the All Objects option for a complete backup, as well as specifying the output path for the backup. Once run for the first time, the archiver can then be ran, or even better scheduled, within Windows Task Scheduler or via command line prompt. In order for the task to run, SOLIDWORKS Electrical must be installed on the same machine as the task and also have a valid license available. For this reason, we'd recommend installing the client software on the server machine to allow IT teams to run the backups remotely. New for 2021 is the release of the SOLIDWORKS Electrical Viewer, which is a free viewer tool for access to the native SOLIDWORKS Electrical project. The viewer would be most useful when used on a client server installation. The viewer enables non-SOLIDWORKS Electrical users to be able to view project documents without the requirement of having a license. Within the viewer, you can easily browse through individual sheets, as well as having the option to drill down and search for a specific component mark or part number. The viewer also gives access to reports such as the BOM, wire and cable lists, giving the reader a clear view of the project outputs, even having the ability to create exports to XLS or CSV, as well as the ability to export the whole project as a PDF. All of these new features make the 2021 version the best ever release. Be sure to download your version today.